the saying that you are who you hang out with? I know that my mom tells me that all the time, and I always thought that she was kind of silly. But it really is true. That's actually a big factor in interpersonal communication, is that the people that you surround yourself with, the things that you do, and the places you go, all define how you see the world, and they kind of put you into a certain box of how you see things. And this is described in the Interpersonal Communications book by DeVito, and it's also shown in a movie that I love to watch called Gone with the Wind. And so this concept of culture is defined as what influences how we see the world. And in DeVito's book about interpersonal communication, it says that, quote, every message originates from a specific and unique cultural context, and that context influences the message's content and form. You communicate largely as you do as a result of your culture, end quote. And so the movie that I thought perfectly described this was Gone with the Wind, because it follows a girl named Scarlett who lives during the Civil War, and it shows her life all throughout it, and her trying to protect her family and keep herself and her loved ones safe during the Civil War. Now the interesting thing is, Scarlett's from the South. She's a Southern belle, and throughout the whole movie, she and all her friends and everybody really in the book refers to the Yankees and the North as the bad guys. And that's really interesting. And the one clip here that I'm about to show is a spot where they're really just trash talking the Yankees, saying that they can't fight, things like that. But this is just one example. This is shown a lot throughout the whole movie.
After we fired on the Yankee rascals at Fort Sumter, we've got to fight. There's no other way.
Fight, that's right, fight. Let the Yankees be the one to ask for peace.
The situation's very simple. The Yankees can't fight and we can.
That's what I think. They're just trying to run every time. One Southerner can lick 20 Yankees. We'll finish him in one battle. Gentlemen can always fight better than rattle. Yes, right.
And so that just kind of shows how the culture that you're in can really dictate how you see the world. So in this entire movie, this is very much how they refer to the Yankees. Is they're the bad people, they're people who can't fight, they're people who are trying to take away their rights and things like that. And it's really interesting because obviously that's not how we hear the story. And so it just shows that while modern culture can see that things such as slavery are obviously very bad, that's not how it was viewed back in that culture. That's definitely not how the main character Scarlett viewed the world. She really thought that all slaves were happy. She thought that the Yankees were bad, evil people, and she thought all of these things because the people she was around, the places she lived, and the things that she was taught all influenced that. So it really does illustrate the fact that what you do and where you are and the things that you learn can completely influence how you see the world and therefore how you communicate with people. When Scarlett runs into a Yankee, she's really, she's rude to them, and she thinks that they're being rude to her, and she lives kind of in fear of them, and they're seen as like this monster under the bed of the bad people who are coming to take her house and take her family and things like that. And it's just interesting, and it's an important reminder that everyone has a different lens than us, everyone sees things in a different way, and although there are absolute moral truths and things like that, such as slavery is wrong, there's always a different side to a story, and even though it's kind of hard to find sometimes, it's still important to look at them. So this really does just go to show that you are who you hang out with, and the people that you're around, the things that you do, they all influence how you see the world and the things that you do to interact with it.